hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals, they take us higher. The night's young and it's just begun as she puts her hand in mine. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull the stars from the sky, just two hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop, as we shout from the top. We're gonna be two hearts running wild. Now the morning is the afternoon. We lay awake in bed. The laughs so loud as the hours pass. We're gonna do it all again. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull the stars from the sky, just two hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop, as we shout from the top. We're gonna be, we're gonna be two hearts running wild.
Good morning, everyone. I kind of hope you have audio, actually. Please let me know if you do not have audio. But yeah, so happy to be here. Actually, about 20 minutes ago, I thought for a second I had to cancel due to some unforeseen events. It happens, but yeah, I didn't. Basically. So plans changed again. So I'm happy to be here. Good morning, everyone. I hope that you can definitely hear me without issues. Yeah. So many things. It's been busy. It's Wednesday morning. It is 8:32 a.m. my time at the time of this stream right now. And thank you to everybody who's joined. And thank you in advance to everybody who's going to watch the replay. This morning, I am on a good solid cup of tea here. And my mug of tea is a strawberry infused fruit tea. And it's from Pickwick. And as always, Pickwick does come with these tabs as a part of the tea bags. And this morning, the question is, what name do you like? So what do you think is a very nice name? And oh, that is a really good question, actually. I'm not like a big, I've never really been big into favorite names. Yeah, well, maybe as a child, but that was more for like a horse name. I've been a horse girl when I was younger. But favorite names as today, I don't know if that's when you could imagine getting children and wanting to name them or whatever. It's not. But I remember last week I spoke with my partner and we came across a name on the television. And I said, oh, actually, I like that name. It's a nice name. And that name is Fresia, which is a girl's name. And it's also, I do believe, a flower. So that's kind of my name, I guess, for the moment at least. When I was younger, I also liked the names of Wendy. I think Wendy is a nice name. Good morning, Stage. Nice to see you around. You hanging up late as well, or just, I do believe you're a night shifter, if I don't remember wrong. And I see I need to find my crochet hook. Where did I dump that one? It's somewhere. Should be somewhere. I used it yesterday. Where did I put it? Is the big question. Did I really put it so far away I can't find it? I did put it in my bag. Here it is. Because as always during these morning lives, the goal is to crochet at least 2 rows of my firefly sweater. Style says she likes the names Trevor and Julian. Those aren't too bad either. Definitely not too bad either. As you'll know, I have my front panel finished already, which is right here. Working on the back panel. Last morning live, I did not reach to finish my 2 rows, nor did I have those ends woven in for when I had changed yarns. That I have finished. Because I finished that on Fridays. I was live Friday evening for my time. So I finished those 2 rows. Plus I actually did a third because now it fits that I have exactly 2 rows multiplied by 6 or something like that. Yeah, 6. And then that's basically today and another 5 weeks, and then I should be done with the back panel unless I do more than expected. Audrey and Nia. I know a person named Audrey here in Europe, actually. It's not even from an English-speaking country. I think it's funny with names that some names are more popular in some locations, and some names sometimes are used like in multiple countries but pronounced differently. And that's a funny part with my name, right? Like a lot of people don't seem to understand my name, but as I said, it's an aberration from Christine, except my name actually says Stine, also in my passport. So that is my actual name, which is a very common Danish and Scandinavian name. I know there are also, in Norway, it's also not uncommon to be named Stine. In Sweden, it would more likely be Stina, so with an A instead of an E at the end. And I think when I was a child, I wasn't really sure if I was really a Stina or not. But, like, now, I'm pretty okay with Stina. But I think we all have our childhood moments where we aren't completely always agreeing with the names that our parents gave us. Hello, Amigurumi Ninja. Nice to see you. Welcome to this morning live. So, what's on everyone's hook right now if you are working on something? For me, as mentioned, it's my firefly sweater, where I hope to be able to complete 2 rows of double crochets. It is 2 yarns that I'm holding together. It is the Lammy Yarns. Lammy Yarns is a Dutch yarn brand. And it is their soft sensation. So it's a quite soft yarn, very thin yarn. Almost looks like mohair. It also has like a fuss. I don't know if I can actually, not sure if the camera will actually pick it up, but you can kind of get the fuss feeling. And the contents of the yarn, I believe, is 76% acrylic and 26% 24% polyamide. So it's not, there's no animal fibers in this, so it's actually quite friendly to anyone who has allergies for animal fur, hair, etc., wool. Middle names, yes, they are common. I do have a middle name actually. Not going to share it because that is a little bit more unique. Like my first name and surname, there's probably like 200 people who's named that, if not more, because I have quite common both first name and surname. But my middle name is what makes me unique, because that's a family name. And I'd rather not share that. But yes, they are common. Middle names could be anything from specific family names, and a family name could be sounding similar as a surname, because it is some sort of a surname, you could say, often related only to your family. So it would be something that they would always take with them, and only be in their family, so to say. But it could also be regular names, like you could be Anna Maria surname, and not with a dash between Anna Maria, but you could be Anna Maria surname. So that's a bit different actually, but surnames are definitely not uncommon. Or Charlotte Louise would also definitely not be an impossible one. So that's a little bit individual actually, if you have multiple first names. Here in the Netherlands, it is very common to have multiple first names, or what you want to call it, middle names. And often they have like a minimum of two, preferably three or four, kinda ish. And that is also from the older days, I do believe, from the Catholic times, because yeah, and then they also use like real Latin-minded names. Um, so they would be like, um, I think a really good example. My mom-in-law, her first name is Regina, but we don't call her Regina, we call her Regi. So the Dutch have these long first names, which can be like three or four names, but you only take one of them and you shorten them down to one or two passes, like so a max of maybe 4 or 5 letters, and you use that for their call name. So the names they have in the passport is not necessarily the names that you actually call them. That's a little bit of a fun fact. And I don't complain about that because my own partner's name, I'm really happy I wouldn't have to call him the name that he has in his passport, because I would feel rather ridiculous, standing there in the supermarket shouting for him this long Latin name, um, when I could do it with just like one or two syllables. So yeah, that's a little bit funny. So Amigurumi is working on finishing a market bag. That's nice. That's nice. I wanted to make a market bag in like a diamond-shaped pattern. So it's like, it has like a diamond-shaped fillet stitch in it, kinda ish. But that's for all of my future projects, so to say. Right now, it's just these mornings I like to have easy mindfulness crocheting, which works right now. We are still have like 2/3 to go of the first row, but it's still early. Should be able to make 2 rows today, definitely. Yes, Dash, that's quite different name-wise, definitely. It's definitely also something I need to get used to, or had to get used to, but I'm still not complaining about the thoughts of that they have a name that they are called, a name like a call name, and then they have like an official name. Because considering that, like, try imagine having to say, yeah, I don't know, but like if I were being like Stina, Louisa, Hannah, Greta, and then a surname, like try imagine trying to call me that in the store. I would be like, are you talking to me? And Stash is working on a yoga shawl. That's nice. That sounds nice too. I got my Aiko shawl started this weekend, and which is gonna be like my new couch project or car project or whatever. Which I might finish before needing sooner than later. Don't have that far to go yet on my Vary shawl that is currently my couch project. I have 2.5 rows to go. Then it's done basically. But the last 2.5 rows are those that's taking the longest because it gets proportionally bigger over time, as you know, for those triangular shawls. Every row you make takes longer to complete. Which both makes me hate and love it at the same time. The Ica shawl is more like straightforward. It's a 6-row repeat, but it's a rectangular shawl. Therefore, it's not increasingly longer to complete each row. And in Friday evening's live, we decided on a new shawl project that I have to start on, which is going to be my next drops project, and that is the Thoughts of Ireland that we ended up deciding on. I do think I have a photo of it if you want to see it. So the shawl that I will be making is, or will be starting on making. I kind of hope to have started on it already, but my weekend, yeah, it got busier than planned. Or well, I had fun, and that's important. I had fun. So this one is the Thoughts of Ireland, and I also have the yarn in the right colors. So this yarn is the Drops Alpaca Olive color, alpaca mix. It's a little bit like green heathered, and I think last time I had to zoom in for it to really be shown. So let's see if I can do that. Please don't get shocked. Maybe. Come on. Yeah, but that's it, kinda-ish. And absolutely gorgeous yarn. So that is the next project that I will be starting on. And of course, I've started on the Ica shawl as well. But as I said, the Ica shawl is more for the mindless one because it's an easy 6-row repeat. So I don't need a pattern with me on the side. But the Thoughts of Ireland, on the other hand, I did look at the pattern a bit, and right now I'm like, why did I get the idea to make this? Which is happening every time that I am to make a drops pattern. Every time. Every time. Good morning, Hille. Good morning. SL Smith asked me if I can say scheepjes. Yes, I can say scheepjes. Scheepjes is a Dutch yarn, and yes, I can say scheepjes. So, yeah, I don't know if that's helpful, but scheepjes is it's quite similar to the beach of Scheveningen, which is next to The Hague, and it's a very popular, famous beach in the Netherlands. But personally, I'm not impressed by it, but that's just because I think there are nicer beaches. But it's the ways of these words, right? And I'm by far no professional in speaking Dutch because while I may live in the Netherlands and where I may speak Dutch, I'm not a native Dutch. So there are still pronunciations that I do not nail, but it's become better. And if you ask the Dutch people that have known me for years, my accent is still slightly German related or flavored, which is also crazy because I'm not German, but everybody here thinks I'm German sometimes when I speak. But generally, my Dutch pronunciations has become more Dutch over the years, but that's not too crazy because obviously I've been living here for like 15 years already. So, but Scheepjes is a Dutch brand, yes. And I hear many funny pronunciations, Alfred, but I think that one I nailed pretty okay. May have a Dutch speaker that can tell me that it's wrong, but generally I believe Scheepjes is correct. They make really nice yarns. They have some Scheepjes whirl, which is awesome cakes. They're just expensive. Now say the name of the airport in Amsterdam, Schiphol. I have been to Schiphol many times because I have traveled a lot over the years. Schiphol is inderdaad the largest airport of the Netherlands, and yeah, I think if we remove the exception of COVID years, um, I've probably been flying multiple times a year, but generally at least minimum once a year. So Schiphol is definitely an airport I've been to quite a few times. But I do actually live in between two larger airports. So sometimes I do, instead of going to Amsterdam to fly, I go to Germany because that's just as quick for me. Also, time-wise, driving. If I have to drive 1 hour and 20 minutes to the east or 1 hour and 20 minutes to the west, it does not really matter a lot to me. You're very welcome, Stage, who says she has now finally heard the correct pronunciation of the yarn brand Scheep. Yes. Ah, so you will travel by Schiphol to Bergen. Bergen is a really, really nice city. Um, lovely, lovely, lovely surroundings in Norway. I really want to go there one day. My former coach was actually from Bergen. Um, so if I had to go there, I would definitely ask him for advice as to what to see. And if you want to look for yarn stores there, I would recommend just, I guess, write the name Garn and then Bergen. Then maybe you could actually just get pop-ups on Google. I do believe so. I will have to probably type that into the chat for you, but give me like 10 double crochets and I'll do that, because then I can put down this piece just before I turn around to do the second side of this project. And I also concluded I definitely probably need to block these pieces before I can assemble it, because I have the feeling they are slightly too small. And then I remembered that the swatch I did had to be a blocked swatch. And then I'm like, yeah, then I'll probably also need to block the pieces before sewing these guys together. That would be the logic of it, at least. At least they don't take as much room as a shawl. Because that's a main benefit. So that was this row. Let's see. This is Bergen in the Netherlands. Do we have a Bergen? Never been there. Would have to Google for a minute. There is a Dutch city called Bergen in North Holland. Huh. Well, I just learned something. There is a few, actually, apparently. So, are you going to North Holland or are you going to Limburg? About an hour northeast of Amsterdam. So that's North Holland. It has to be. That has to be. Yeah, richting Alkmaar. Bergen aan Zee. That's a nice place, I think. I found it. I'm quite sure that's a region where they also have like vacation houses, vacation parks, and so on. And I don't know if you go there But if you do go there by car, I would have to recommend you to take a day trip, or maybe not a day trip, but at least take a couple of hours to visit the city of Volendam. Volendam is probably like half an hour's drive, maybe a bit less from Bergen. And Volendam is a very classic Dutch city with lots of like regional clothing and their fish, and it's also a rather touristic place, but it's definitely an interesting watch. So I could recommend that, I guess. Stage that she had a shampoo bar at interruption. I'm sorry. Sometimes you get the funniest ad interruptions. My mom once told me she had an ad interruption from the local fun park, which is like just a couple of miles down my parents' road. So that's a little bit funny. Not that they would likely be interested in going there anytime soon, but haven't been there for years. Last time I were there, I was in my 20s, I think. If even. It's a long time ago, at least. And knowing that place right, I don't think it's gotten any cheaper, but none parts of this world has gotten cheaper. The miniature cities there. No, actually, Maudurodam is in The Hague. The miniature cities in The Hague. It could be that Volendam also has one. I shall not be any wise for that. Volendam has a harbor. It's just a quite known place for various reasons. And I think the citizens of Volendam has also kind of gotten used to the tourists and therefore intentionally wear this regional garments more and so on. I think that's definitely valid. I do believe they also have a museum in Den Helder, which is further north, which is about ocean sailing. If I don't remember wrong, they have like an old wooden sail ship standing in Den Helder. Or did they move it to Lelystad? But I think it's in Den Helder. And also further up, you will have the Afsluitdijk. The Afsluitdijk is basically a huge dike closing off water from the sea that helped dam a part of the Netherlands to make more farmland many years ago. So that would be like, yeah, that could be interesting as such as well for those curious. It's just a big highway though now, so it's not like it's or not highway. Maybe it's just like it is a highway, but you can stop in the middle for a cup of coffee. But I will also have to admit that region is not a place where I come very often. I'm all the way in the east, so very close to the German border, actually. I do believe we were at the miniature city like some years ago, so I'm not sure if I'll be going there anytime soon. We are going to Denmark on vacation this summer. Everything depends. Maybe I'll make something. Maybe I don't. Haven't decided yet. But that's more like nature, if anything. So, but yeah, so I'm all the way in the east. For me, it's like 15 minutes drive, 20 minutes drive, and I'll be in Germany. And the only reason it will take so long is because I have to cross a bridge to get there. Because I'm not going to attempt to swim across the river. And the bridge is only at specific locations. So if it would be a bird's flight, then I'm probably no more than 10 miles from Germany. If you want it in miles, and if you want it in kilometers, it's probably like 15-ish or so. Maybe less. So Germany is definitely not far from where I live in. Which is also a reason that I once in a while can go to Germany for grocery shopping, which I sometimes do because some things are really nice and delicious and you can get them in Germany, but you can't get them in the Netherlands. And don't ask me why. Don't ask me why. We are getting closer. We have 2/3 to go on the last row this morning. I'm quick this morning. And that's even with a half delayed live, because I really thought in the beginning of this morning that I had to cancel because something came up at my partner's work and he suddenly had to like get online as quick as possible and that he would do from home. And I wouldn't want to disturb him when he's at work being paid for his boss. But then he logged on and checked things and he was like, yeah, I know there's an issue, but I can't fix it from here. So he had to go to work. And then I was like, okay, I'll jump live in any case, because definitely we do the morning lives and I won't be disturbing him because obviously he's not here, so I can't disturb him. Yeah. The sleeve, it's gonna be like a long sweater, so it's gonna be like sleeves to my hands. Is the plan. If I have it for winter, it would be nice. It's definitely gonna be too hot for summer. I just started on it because now I had the yarn slaying for so long, and also I had the blocked piece laying waiting for me with notes saying this is a crochet hook you used and so on. So now it's more like, Stina, get started on it. And I put it up on a poll a while ago on the community tab, what project should I start next? And I did include the Firefly sweater as a part of the projects. And therefore, yeah, here we have it, so to say. Because you guys voted for me to start it. I think it was back in February, maybe February or March. February. So I started on it. Just like the members chose 3 patterns because it was a 3-way tie back then for what drops project I should start on next. Because it was a 3-way tie, I ended up making this decision, doing a poll during my live Friday evening. Because I was live for a couple of hours Friday evening. And then the main vote came out for the Thoughts of Ireland shawl. So that is why I'm going to be making that. But I haven't started it yet because I need to spend some time. I probably should print the pattern. It might be easier for me. But I need to spend some time actually read through the pattern so I can start and prevent too much frocking, because it's made in 100% alpaca yarn, and I would really hate to frock it. because anything that has a little bit of fuss and fur is just more difficult to frock. So yeah, the thoughts for the thoughts of Ireland is that I actually need to read through more than just watching a picture and read a line by line, but actually just read through so I know what direction we are heading. And then obviously get started on it, because that would be step 2. But I'm not sure if I will reach that before Friday, because I do have a few things also requiring my attention before Friday. And I still have work. And on the work front, the news are now that the official last day I will have with my current job is the 31st of October, unless anything else is agreed on. I will have to make redundancy contracts, etc., because I am being let go. And while it totally sucks losing your job, trust me, I am ready for a new adventure, so I'm kind of okay with it. I'll be fine. I'm not too concerned. But yeah, I'm ready to grab a new adventure and see what that adventure may be, which is absolutely definitely undecided as well. In worst case, if I don't get a job, I do have time to actually maybe get some store visits recorded, because then I don't work when I normally, like when it's busy in the stores. Is not the best time to actually record those visits. So maybe I would have time to do a few visits of some Dutch stores that has yarns. But no promises, because I don't really know how my future is looking yet. And it's still a couple of months to go. Unless, of course, I find a new job before then plans change again. It's somewhat unknown what's gonna happen. I have an idea of what I want to do, but life is not always working out like that. Ideally, of course, they just pay me this lovely severance paycheck that is so big that I never have to work for a boss anymore. But that is unfortunately not realistic at all. When one door closes, another opens onto new adventures. Absolutely, absolutely. This is also a little bit the mindset I have, but also a few things has happened the last couple of months where it's just not, well, I don't mind my job. It's not like don't enjoy it, but at the same time, it's not as nice as it used to be, so to say. So I guess in the sense of I'm a little bit growing tired of it. And I can feel that the business we've had as of late is not doing any good for me. So it is for me definitely time to do something else. And I'm not exactly sure what that something else will be, at least not yet, but we will have to see and to find out. But yeah. So far, this is going pretty okay. We're almost to the end here, which means that we will slowly have to round off this live. Because obviously I also have to work this morning. My workstation got fixed last week. So I am back at working normally and not just handling our email conversations, which is, well, kind of sad. I could definitely just have done emails until the last day. Then maybe I would have made less of an effort to get going as quickly as possible. Now I may say if the right job is there, I might actually might wanna, so to say, apply and leave quicker. Yeah, so I finished the 2 rows of this back panel for today. just gonna fold it a bit together so I can keep track of it. And then next week, Wednesday, if everything goes as planned, I was wanting to continue. So right now the idea is to, as said, to keep doing and working on this project on Wednesdays. So next week, Wednesday, we will continue on this sweater. Take us with you on a live, or let's see if I can actually read it. I need help for this. Or record a yarn shopping, please. Yes, probably it would be a recorded one. I'm not super keen on doing lives in stores unless they actually are okay with it. And that's a little bit more of a planning thing. There are definitely things that could be done and should be done. And there are more things I need to sort, but there's also a bunch of things that will be much easier for me to sort if once I get more spare time. As said, work-wise, everything is still quite undecided for me. But yeah, I'm okay with it. I'm not in a stress. I'm not in a hurry. I know I have another 3-4 months technically of full salary, and then I do have rights and unemployment pays for at least a few months, and I'll need to apply for jobs in that period, etc., etc. But I'm fine. I'll be fine. Not sure what I will be doing, but honestly, as I said, I'm not too concerned. We'll have fun. In worst case, if I don't find a job, I will make more content here for YouTube. I have plenty of plans, so that's not the issue. Yeah, I think that was pretty much it for this time around. Because I do slowly have to get ready for work. It is last time I was a bit later, but I don't mind actually being able to prepare for work in a nice and easy and calm pace. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to say I'll be back Friday with a yarn talk video on the progress of everything, and then on Monday we have another sort my stash video, and then if everything goes to plan, I should be here Wednesday with a new morning live. Yeah, so until I see you again, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching the replay all the way through here if you haven't joined the live, and thank you for those being live. Take care and happy crafting, everyone. Bye.